Welcome back, everyone, to Sean's show. How are you guys today? Guys, we are here. Give it up for Alex behind the keys. How are you doing, Alex? Good. That's great. We are back. This is almost an emergency episode because we're greeting you at such a short interval since our last episode. It has nothing to do with me traveling on the road and moving the stuff around. No, hi. How are you doing, guys? We have a great show. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the wonderful world of Earth. We are here to make you laugh and tell you things that are fun, and everything's good. Everything is fun and good. This is everything's fun and good except for one thing, which is bad. And the one thing that is bad is that I am very devastated and offended. Personally devastated and offended because I don't know if you guys know this about me. I'm actually really into design. And I'm really into, specifically, I'm into clothing design. I'm into fashion. I'm actually a huge fan of Project Runway. That's actually one of my favorite shows. No, I really am. I love seeing the looks that people design on the shows. I'm a big fat. A lot of people don't know this about you. This might surprise it might surprise you to hear me say I'm actually a big fashion head. I'm almost a fashionista. Look at what I'm wearing. I'm dressed down. If you're just listening, I have a Dr. Pepper shirt on. I'm using moisturizer. You know, these are things that I do because I care about how I look. I've always been interested in fashion. I've always loved Project Runway. I've always loved Drag Race. I've always loved the art of design and fashion. And so it devastates me to tell you this, but I was really hurt that I was not accepted or invited to be an honorary chairperson at the Met Gala. That's kind of something that I've always... No. It's just I was kind of expecting it. You know, Lauren Sanchez Bezos and all these other high-profile celebrities were invited, or they run the Met Gala, and I'm just like, guys, I'm just sitting here, and it's embarrassing for them to not... there's so much heat around me and what I'm doing in the fashion world, and for you guys to just kind of gloss... For the Met Gala chair to just kind of gloss over what I'm doing in fashion is hurtful, to say the least. But I don't need them. And no, of course we are very, so the Met Gala happened. And if you guys don't know, the Met Gala is a celebration of I don't know what it is, actually. Actually, I really couldn't tell you what the Met Gala is. I don't think the people that run the Met Gala can tell you what the Met Gala is. The Met Gala, I would love to have gone to the Met Gala as a journalist and have my little microphone and be like, hi, I would love to have gone to the Met Gala. And while everyone's has their looks and they're doing the photos and the interviews, I would love to just go up to someone with a mic and be like, hi, please calmly explain in one sentence, what is the Met Gala? They'd be like, well, it's a celebration. Okay, and? Well, it's so, these people are so... I have a lot of things to say about the Met Gala. I am straight. I am the only straight man covering the Met Gala, thank you. The Met Gala is insane because, well, okay. The first thing I have to say is this. When the bar is in the fucking ocean. The bar, and some of you guys out there, you defend like any art. What I'm saying, okay, let me back up. When you criticize art, quote unquote art, and then people go, well, the fact that you're talking about it and the fact that you're criticizing it is exactly what makes it good art. You go, what is this? This sucks. I could have done this. This sucks. And then they go, yeah, well, you're disproving your own point because you think it sucks is exactly what makes it art. Can we have our standards a little higher than that? That is such an that is the ultimate cope. That I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, like this modern art bullshit, taping a banana to a wall, and people go, well, I could have done that. Why is that banana on a wall selling for $300K? They go, well, you're so stupid. That's just the fact that it got a reaction out of you proves that it's art. Guys, no, that's not fucking true, and you're stupid as fuck. I'm sorry. I am sorry, but that's called a, you know what I call that? You know what we call that in Sean's show? We call that a cop-out. You want to know what a cop-out is? A cop-out, a.k.a. cope, a.k.a. copium, for my, I don't know, for my 4chan. Is it from 4chan? I really shouldn't be. I don't want to get too many 4chan. Okay, that is a 4chan. I can't do too many words related to the frog because people are gonna call me a Nazi. If you show the frog, I mean this we're not a Nazi show. A lot of people think that frog is like a Nazi frog. I'm not. I don't align with 4chan, but I will say the word copium is what this is. You're inhaling. Everyone at the Met Gala, it's called copium and also ketamine, whatever the fuck they're doing. So can we pull up this Lauren Sanchez Bezos headline? Okay, so by the way, welcome to the show, guys. We have a lot to get to. We are going to talk about mostly just the Met Gala for an hour. So if you want to hear my shit, we have the Met Gala. We have some AI news. We have AI is now entering the financial services industry, which obviously I am very interested in. Palantir is down today. Guys, give it up for Palantir. We love it when it goes down. When it goes down, that means another missile is hitting Iran soon. When this goes down 5%, it's pretty much Alex Karp is on the phone with Pete Hegseth right now talking about the importance of the West. Whenever Palantir's stock goes down 5%, Alex Karp calls Pete Hegseth and goes, the West is in trouble. The West is in trouble, Pete. I need you to buy more AI Tomahawk software from me. I need you to buy more AI Tomahawk software infrastructure from me. And then Pete has some whiskey, and he goes, I like the way you talk. You're like a weird nerd. You're like a weird autistic nerd, but you love our country. Review the show on Spotify. You hate hearing it, and I love saying it. Review the fucking show. Okay, we got another review. Thank you so much. So it helps grow the show. Subscribe, etc. You guys know what to do. I'm running the show at a complete loss, so please check out the Patreon also. Okay, all right. Now we get back to the show. So you know what's interesting is people compare the Met Gala to the Hunger Games. That's like a very common comparison is, this is so dystopian. It's all these billionaires in these beautiful gowns, walking down the red carpet. And, people compare it to the Hunger Games. Honestly, I don't know if that's a great comparison because it makes the Hunger Games look pretty good. It makes I don't think the Met Gala should be compared to the Hunger Games because the Met Gala is like 1,000 times more horrifying than living I would rather live in the Hunger Games universe in District 12. I would rather live in District 12 than a rural suburb in Ohio. Not a rural suburb. Guys, this comparison of the Met Gala to Hunger Games, it's a disservice to what do they call it? What's the whole thing called? The different districts, the 12. Can you just look at the Hunger Games cinematic universe? By the way, one of the only cinematic universe that I like. This is one of the only cinematic universes that's good. The whole. Oh, is this each district as a as a part of America. I forget what it's called. I'm sorry, guys. But to compare, if you've never seen the Hunger Games, Katniss Everdeen, President Snow, these are the characters. And people see these looks, at the Met Gala, and the exorbitant power and the exorbitant amount of wealth that these people have, flaunting it on display. And people go, wow, that reminds me of that franchise where you have all of these people in District 1, the elites, and then it progressively gets worse as you go from District 1 down to District 12. Here's the thing. District 12, at least in District 12, you could kill someone and get a loaf of bread. Living, at least in, what they didn't have in District 12? Data centers. Can we pull up, is this District 12 from Hunger Games? So if you're just listening, it's just rubble. It's really not that bad. Living in District 12 is not as bad as living next to a data center in real life. Okay? So don't go throwing Hunger Games under the bus. We are past Hunger Games. We are past, this we're past it. The wealth inequality is literally bigger than in the fictitious universe where it was supposed to portray how bad, wealth inequality is. And honestly, the Hunger Games, if you really, and look, this is going to be a crazy take. What is this? Oh my God. Yeah. And so leave this up because this is good. So, if you really think about just from a strictly utilitarianism perspective, in the Hunger Games, what did they kill? 12 kids a year? No, I'm just asking questions. In the franchise, I believe in the Hunger Games, or no, it's 24. They take a child of each gender, which, by the way, it's a little bit old school. What about the non-binaries, right? Okay. They take a kid, I believe it's like 24 kids a year. Now, I mean, just from a strictly trolley problem philosophy standpoint, the United States, and Israel, we kill more than that a day. The Hunger Games, I would love to be in the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is fine. The Hunger Games is actually a lot better than what we have in America. A lot of people are in like District 13. A lot of people would like to think that they're on their way to District 1, but in fact, they live in District 14 and they're on their way to District 15. Okay? Living in a pile of rubble and starving to death is actually like, I'm not saying that that's good. What I am saying though, you guys, is that, the Met Gala is literally it's insane. And what the problem, what the real problem is that at least in the Hunger Games, the people in the elite in District 1, and I could be wrong about this, but I remember, I don't think they did this like, I think that they were pretty honest about the fact that they were evil. Or no, they weren't. They had this the whole point of the Hunger Games is you sacrifice these kids every year. Sounds like a Jeffrey Epstein thing. It's kids child sacrifice. Anyway, the where the comparison does land is that when you have these beautiful looks in the Hunger Games and the Met Gala, Jeff Bezos's new girlfriend, just by virtue of being married to Jeff Bezos, suddenly gets to be involved in all of these socialite things. And I really don't, again, I'm contributing to it by talking about it, but these socialite activities, they really, I mean, they really piss me off. You know, they really piss me off because it's it's flashy, and you know that everyone there, you know that everyone at the Met Gala thinks that they're a good person. And that is the biggest problem. The biggest problem with the Met Gala is that everyone there, they think that they're a good moral person. Being at the Met Gala makes you a bad person. Going to the Met Gala in 2026 and making some empty, I don't even think they made political statements this year. At least last year they made like empty political statements. You know, I believe in a past year AOC wore that dress that was like tax the rich, written in children's blood. So yeah, at least AOC like did a tax the rich. How's that going, AOC? Hey AOC, how's that going? No, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering if did the dress help? No. Did it work? And I voted I'm saying this as a Kamala voter, okay? So shut the fuck up. Well, at least she made a statement. I don't give a fuck. Well, at least they donated some of the proceeds of the blood money to good causes. Well, let's go to this article. Okay, here we go. So listen to this. Lauren Sanchez walks. Sorry, that was. Let me try again. I'm animated. Lauren Sanchez. Well, if I say Sanchez, is that better? Lauren Sanchez. I'll just read it. Lauren Sanchez walks the Met Gala carpet without Jeff Bezos amid backlash. The couple is serving as honorary chairs. Again, I was not selected, and that is hurtful. The couple is serving as honorary chairs for the year's event, as well as sponsoring both the gala and the Met's accompanying Costume Institute exhibition. Yeah, let's see the dress. Let's watch. Or I mean, there's no dress. I mean, it's, and the point is, it's what she wore is just lazy. This is the most important news story, by the way. What, Lauren? Yes. Hey, Lauren. Honestly, the real catchphrase for the show is the Strait of Hormuz is closed. When people go, did you see what Lauren Sanchez wore at the Met Gala? I go, the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. Really? Honestly, anytime anyone says anything to me, I don't, unless it's about the Strait of Hormuz or the Epstein files, you can shut your fucking mouth. Did you see that Timothy Chalamet didn't go to the Met Gala with what's his girlfriend's name? Chloe? This is Chloe Kardashian. Maybe. God, I see. Even like I'm proving my point. You guys are all like, move on. All of you are like, Sean, like you're an AI guy. Like, stop talking about culture. I'm talking about it. Timothy Chalamet. I mean, I'm like vomiting saying his name. I just don't care at all. I truly do not give a fuck. But you do, and that's why I have to talk about it. Timothy Chalamet skipped the Met Gala. Okay. Who's his girlfriend? Is it Chloe? Is it Kylie Jenner? Okay. Now, is she a porn star? All right, I'm sorry. No, I'm joking. I kid. So let's go back to the other one. But I want to say, whenever, like, literally, if you want to, we need to stay focused. That's what I'm trying to say. We need to stay focused on what matters. When people go, did you see Timothy Chalamet skip the Met Gala and went to a basketball game instead? And he left Kylie Jenner alone at the Met Gala. Gasoline is $6 a gallon. I'm buying groceries on my Amex. Did you see Lauren Sanchez Bezos' dress? It was really tacky and lazy. I am going to bomb a bank. I'm not going to do that. Metaphorically. It becomes legal, Alex, if I say metaphorically. Did you see what Lauren Sanchez? Did you see what Lauren Sanchez Bezos wore to the Met Gala? It was like this lazy blue dress. It wasn't artistic at all. I would be so mad if I was the fashion designer that had to work with Lauren because like it just didn't like pop at all. It was so lazy. Iran is shooting at commercial shipping vessels that are trying to go through the Strait of Hormuz to deliver me my Amazon packages. Iran is using speedboats, like James Bond speedboats, to murder commercial sailors that are just trying to get me my bullshit. I ordered some bullshit, and my bullshit isn't here. And you think the most important thing. So let me get this straight. You think that it's worth your attention to be concerned with Timothée Chalamet skipping the Met Gala? You think it's worth our collective attention to constantly obsess over, which I guess I did earlier, but I'm moving on. You think it's worth our collective attention to obsess over what Lauren Sanchez Bezos wore to the Met Gala? Well, it's important because they represent our culture. Well, that sucks. I don't care. I really don't care about any of these people. I really couldn't care less about a rat boy going to a basketball game. It's all just, I mean, it's just, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that this is just a distraction. It's supposed to distract you from the fact that your voting rights are going away. It's supposed to distract you from the fact that literally, this might be like, I want to like ingrain this into my head. Whenever anyone mentions anything ever to me, I have like 3 responses. I go, are you talking about the Epstein files? No? Okay. Are you talking about the Iran war that didn't need to happen, that we've spent $25 billion on so far? No? Are you talking about Timothy, my stan? I stan him. Are you talking about Tim? Are you talking about Shally, they probably have a nickname for him. Are you talking about Timmy? If you're not talking about those 3 things, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you unless you're talking about Timothy, unless you're talking about the looks that were served at the Met Gala or the endless war, then I don't want to talk to you. If you're not talking about the looks that were served at the Met Gala and what's hot and what's not, or the fact that we've spent $25 billion in a war in Iran that didn't need to happen, and weirdly, a lot of people in the administration are profiting from the war. Can you go back to that look? That look does serve. And the thing is, that's my whole point. Can we zoom in on this dress? Look at this gorgeous dress. Guys, this is stunning. I'm serious. Like, if you're just listening, it is. And that's the thing about the Met Gala. It is good at distracting you. It is actually good at the job. You know? Like, you're like, oh, I can't believe they're so, like, can you believe the audacity of these people to, like, and then you look at the dress and you're like, I get it. Then you look at the extravagance and you go, you know what? And that's what American culture is. You go, well, you know what? Maybe this is how America brainwashes people is, you live next to a data center. This is how America brainwashes people and gets them to be wage slaves forever. Can I use the word wage slave? Whatever. Wage serf. Here's how America keeps people putting their head down and showing up to their bullshit job every day. Here's how they do it. Because it's very simple. And by they, I mean the white Anglo-Saxon people at the top. The largely white, and honestly, a larger representation of Asians, which we got to give it up for them. No, I'm serious. A lot of Silicon Valley elites are Asian, which is great. We need more diversity in the elite. Okay. All right. That is true. It's an elite. I like elite diversity. People go, the Jews run everything. No, it's actually the elite is a diaspora. The elite that run our governments and the world's economies, it's a diaspora. People go, the Jews run everything. I go, all right, well, how do you explain President Modi? He's an Indian guy, and he runs a country of over a billion people. You know what I'm saying? Xi Jinping. You think Xi Jinping answers to fucking some guy in Williamsburg? Let me ask you this. The E stands for elite. It's diversity, elite, incest. We are okay. So I do want to read this thing from the Met Gala. I'm kind of all over the place today. But oh yeah, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, guys. So how they get you to like, that's where I got lost. I was like, they. You know how the U.S. government and the 1%, it's the billionaires. You know how the billionaires and the people that really control the government, you know how they really get you to just show up every day at your bullshit job? It's because they have you fooled into thinking that one day you'll go to the Met Gala. If I just keep turning that wheel at GE, one day I might go to the Met Gala. I might be in a nice, flashy suit. I might go to the Met Gala. I might be dating Kylie Jenner. That is fundamentally, I think, why the United States is fucked, is that everyone that lives within earshot of a data center, they all think that they are going to be at the Met Gala in short order. They really do. I go, well, he should be able to invest his money however he wants. And you're like losing your hearing because the fans at the data center are so loud that it's driving you insane. I saw this documentary that was crazy. There are Trump voters. I won't even make it political. There are poor people that live next to these data centers that are being built, Bitcoin mining operations. And the fans are so loud that these people are having strokes. They're having pulmonary embolisms because the fans are so loud and they're operating 24/7. You understand? Their property values have plummeted. And then the journalist goes, are you mad about this? They go, well, I mean, people got to invest the money where I like Bitcoin. They just hear like a constant humming. I mean, the fans are so loud that it's driving these people insane. They live next to these data centers. Again, like I said last week, they're drinking chromium. People are drinking chromium. They're drinking chromium at H2O. Chromium oxide, whatever. And that's the drone. If you guys hear that, that's a drone that's about to crash into my head. No, man, it's like, guys, you're not going to the Met Gala. You're not going to go to the Met Gala. You will never be at the Met Gala. You will never go. Now, I might. If you guys subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Show. But most of America, 99.9% of the United States, we will never attend the Met Gala. All right? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay? And, but that's how they keep you waking up every day. You're like, and I'm using the Met Gala as a metaphor. I'm saying the Met Gala is whatever it is to you. Like, one day I might own a football team. Okay, sure. Hey, you can dream. You can dream. And maybe it does happen for you. I'm not saying it's impossible. But what I'm saying is, let's not defend these people. Let's not defend the Met Gala class. I'm going to call it the Met Gala Epstein class from now on. So we have now let's I want to get to this paragraph in this article with Lauren. Because, and that's the thing. They know that they're hated. And so they try to deflect, and they try to donate to charities and do all this stuff to repair their reputation, repair their image. And Lauren Sanchez has this thing. If you want to pull it up, Alex, a lot of people hate Lauren, but I actually think that she's doing a good job here. It's a let's see. It's the Earth Fund. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, incredible. So this is a message for all of my Lauren Sanchez haters. I actually am a big fan of Lauren Sanchez Bezos. She's doing a lot of good things. One of the things and you might be wondering, well, what is she involved in that's so good? Well, one of the things that she's involved in is let me read you this. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. It was also revealed that, time to the Met Gala, the Bezos Earth Fund, which Lauren serves as the vice chair of, announced that it was awarding $34 million in grants to institutions studying and developing materials that may one day replace polyester and cotton, including biodegradable text fiber, plastic-free synthetic silk, among other alternatives. Wow, so Lauren Sanchez Bezos serves as the vice chair of something called the Bezos Earth Fund. Now, I wasn't aware of that. I was aware of the Bezos Destroys Earth Fund. I was aware of now see, and that's what's interesting. That's why Lauren Sanchez Bezos is so interesting as an individual, is because on the one hand, she's serves as the vice chair of this sustainable clothing fund, right? That she's donated $34 million to, which, by the way, is what Jeff Bezos makes in a second. So Lauren Sanchez Bezos donates $34 million to a charity called the Bezos Earth Fund. Meanwhile, she sucks Jeff Bezos' cock, and Jeff Bezos runs a different fund called the Jeff Bezos Destroys the Earth Fund, called Jeff Bezos bulldozes 40% of the Amazon for AWS data centers fund. And that's where I can't do it with these people. I can't do it with these people. Save it. I would rather these celebrities, I would literally rather them just, can they just be fucking honest? I am so tired of all of these celebrities at the Met Gala donating money to charity. Fuck you. Keep your fucking charity. Literally, fuck you. I'm so excited that I donated $34 million to the Bezos Earth Fund, where we're going to make sustainable clothing for all of the children that are grow up with brain damage because of they drink water from the data centers that my husband built. No. It's a charity. It's a charity because, I care about the earth. Save it, bitch. Please save it. Save your empty platitudes. Keep your $34 million and just own it. Can you own? And that's why I respect Jeff. Jeff Bezos, as far as I know, Jeff Bezos owns it. Jeff Bezos is a supervillain and he owns it. And I respect that. I respect a man that knows he's evil, that loves power and leans in. Just like Sheryl Sandberg. Lean in. I like Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is my favorite of the Epstein class, of the billionaire elite Epstein class. He's my favorite because he leans in, he's evil, and he knows it. He picked a lane, and he went strong and hard. He's a good artist. He made a very strong choice. Good art is about strong choices. He made a strong choice. He started his career at D.E. Shaw & Co., which is one of the most powerful hedge funds in the world. You don't know about it because you're, again, a fentanyl addict. But if you feel, hey, look, I just rolled the dice and I got lucky. Okay. So I'm not special. The only reason I know about D.E. Shaw & Co. is because of the circumstances I was born into. Jeff Bezos starts at this very powerful hedge fund. Then he starts Amazon and he leans in and he's evil and he doesn't care. And I like that. I like a guy that I can put in a box. I don't like this Lauren Sanchez. I don't like this, his new girlfriend, his new plaything, his new whore. Sorry. Might have been too far. Going around and serving as the chair at the Met Gala. If you serve on as the chairperson at the Met Gala, look in the fucking mirror. Can you look in the fucking mirror? No, I'm serious. If you love art and you love what you do, maybe I'm not even if you're a fashion designer. And you work at the Met and you actually care about your art and you are an artist and you get this opportunity to design something for Lauren Sanchez Bezos and you take that job. I'm not going to criticize you for taking that job. I don't know your financial circumstances. I don't know who designed for Lauren Sanchez Bezos. I'm not going to just shit on you for taking that job, because we all have different situations. I'm not just going to criticize whoever designed it on purpose just based on that. But it is kind of shitty. It's kind of shitty and it kind of does make you a sellout. It kind of makes you a sellout. I'm sorry. And I'm saying this as the guy who runs a show and I'm unsponsored. I do nothing. I'm unsponsored. Okay? I have no ads. I pay for it all myself. Because I work for an AI frontier lab, which obviously does not count as selling out. I work a day job. The ends justify the means. I am better than everyone else because it's a job instead of a sponsorship. Anyway, all right. That was enough on the Met Gala. I was gonna say these other billionaires. There's so many. Steve Ballmer, Microsoft CEO, all of these guys, they make their billions, and that honestly, there's nothing I hate more than a foundation or a charity or a nonprofit or a theater. I've been thinking about this. Isn't it funny that every single theater arts building is named after a guy who participated in a genocide somewhere and profited off of it? Isn't it like the Rockefeller Center? You know what I'm saying? Like the Rockefeller Theater, Carnegie Hall. It's like all of these buildings that are dedicated to art are financed and funded by the people that the worst the worst psychopaths in the world that have absolutely no morals, that are trying to wash their reputation at the time of their death. And you can keep your fucking money. You know what? There's so many examples. Carnegie Hall. You know that's why that's called the Carnegie Hall? Dale Carnegie. You know who Dale Carnegie was? He wasn't a good guy. He was not a good guy. I believe he was the CEO of Standard Oil. Is that correct? Can we get Dale Carnegie? Was it him? There's so many. JP Morgan. I believe it was Dale Carnegie. Like every single building dedicated to the arts is funded by the guys that owned the railroads, and they were slaveholders. Is Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller was Standard Oil. Oh, that's right. Oh, is that a different Carnegie? That's the steel guy? So yeah. Okay. So Carnegie Hall, Rockefeller Center, all of these institutions that are dedicated to the creation of art are funded by, and that's not a new thing. That's not a new thing, right? They're all funded by the people that obliterated and destroyed and pillaged and raped the earth of her resources. And then they go, oh, well, now that I did all that, I actually love art. I actually love art. You know, now that, and that's what the Bezos Earth Fund is. It's the Bezos Earth Fund by Jeff's new girlfriend. The Bezos Earth Fund, $34 million to make clothing more sustainable. Fucking great job, you fucking cunt bitch. Fuck you. Great job. No. Awesome. So you made $50 billion. You made $50 billion helping create the shittiest clothing that falls apart immediately once you buy it on Amazon. And now that you've done that, you're going to take 0.000000001%, and now you're going to put it towards a good cause because your heart is so pure and filled with love. Now that I've spent, most of my life, dodging taxes and paying people minimum wage and generally causing human suffering on a global scale, I've decided, I just woke up one day and I was like, I'm going to put 0.0000001% of my wealth into a cause that I care a lot about, which is helping make clothing more sustainable for everyone. And that's so important to me. I'm also going to build a building called the Bezos Center for the Arts, where we call it that, but it's actually a data center. That's what Jeff Bezos does. That's all these billionaires do. They wash their image and they go, I made all this money. I made my fortune pillaging the world of its resources, lobbying the world's governments, bending the law itself to my will. And now that I've done that, now my heart is warming up to the idea that maybe it's time to give back. That's why I'm so excited to debut the Bezos Center for the Arts. What is the Bezos Center for the Arts? Well, it's a place where, Guantanamo Bay, it's going to be like Gitmo, where we take people that criticize us and we put them in this Center for the Arts, and we torture them and we waterboard them, and it's the Bezos Center for Arts and Torture. It's the Jeff Bezos Center for Theater Arts and dissent management. I'm so excited to announce the creation of the Jeff Bezos Center for Theater Arts, Live Performance, and Journalist Execution and Journalist Suffering. The Jeff Bezos Center for Free Thought Suppression. That's what all these centers. So fuck off. Keep your fucking money, bitch. Keep your 34 million. How about you spend 34 million and just fuck off? Take your 34 million and buy a bunch of cyanide pills and give them to your husband. You want to help the world? Hey, Lauren Sanchez Bezos. I like that you have this Bezos Earth Fund. $34 million to make clothing more sustainable? Fuck you. You want to know how you can take $34 million and help the world? Take that $34 million, build a bridge, a rickety bridge, and then drive over it with your husband. Okay? Bezos Earth Fund. This is crazy. The Bezos Earth Fund? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are the people destroying the planet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I donate to the Bezos Earth Fund, and I also donate to the Raytheon Center for Peace in the Middle East. Guys, I love nonprofits. Nonprofits are great. One of my favorite nonprofits is about sustainable clothing. It's the Bezos Earth Fund. One of my other favorite nonprofits is the Lockheed Martin Center for Middle Eastern Peace. One of my other favorite nonprofits is the Palantir Center for Human Rights. It's the Palantir Center for the right to privacy. Your rights, your the Fourth Amendment. That's what it is. The Northrop Grumman Center for fighting against bombing school buses in Yemen institution. And everyone there is named Rebecca, and they make $180K a year, and all they do is get coffee 4 times a day in Manhattan. And then they go on Canva and they make the logo, and they bold the word Earth, and that's their entire job. What do you do with the Bezos Earth Fund? Oh, it's classified. What do you do with the Bezos Earth Fund? I heard you guys are working on sustainable clothing. You know, like, I would love to find someone who works at the Bezos Earth Fund and be like, oh, I heard you guys are working on sustainable clothing. He'd probably be like, where the fuck did you hear that? How the fuck do you know about that? Probably pulled a knife and be like, fucking don't ever fucking mention the Bezos Earth Fund again. I want to apply to work at the Bezos Earth Fund. How about the Bezos Leave Earth Fund? How about I would donate to the Jeffrey Bezos Leave Earth Fund. Please leave. Please fulfill all of your fantasies about leaving and living on Mars. Please go to Mars. I'm begging you to go to Mars. I am begging every billionaire to get on that spaceship and go to Mars. Please. I'll pay for it. Please go to Mars. How about next year they have the Met Gala? How about next year? I have an idea. How about instead of having the Met Gala in Manhattan, where all the socialites gather and they have their martinis, why don't you have the Met Gala next to a data center? That's what your husband loves, Lauren. Why don't you have the Met Gala next to a data center that creates AI-generated porn? And mine's for Cumcoin. Isn't it insane? Can we actually back up for a moment? Isn't it insane that we live in a world where if you live in like rural Ohio or you live in rural Michigan, you may end up having heavy metals, chromium in your water supply because you live within proximity to a data center that's entire purpose is to create AI pornography and really facilitate terrorism financing through the blockchain. You know, a lot of kids that live next to data centers, they're going to have brain deficiencies because of the heavy metals. And they're going to go, Papa, why? Papa, why do we live next to a data center? I can't think good. I can't think real good. Well, son, have you ever heard of Jizzcoin? Papa, that's, and you know what? We are all humanity. We will all have to collectively answer for why we allowed an entire generation of kids to drink chromium water when they live next to these data centers and they pollute the fucking water. And they're drinking lead and what's another metal? Chrome, gold, bronze, silver, and not in like a wealthy way, like in a bad way. Iron's actually good for you. That's how they sell it to you. They go, yeah, the data center is going to pollute the water and there's going to be metal in the water supply, but iron's good for you. They're going to go, no, yeah, yes, we use the groundwater. Yes, we're going to run the groundwater through the data center. Yes, and then we're going to put it back out into the groundwater supply. Yes, you're going to have a little bit, trace amounts of chromium in the water, but on the flip side, we're also giving you free iron. Iron's good for your blood. And that's also going to be in the water supply. So you should be grateful. Cadmium. You know what? And honestly, Alex, can you look up data center water metal pollution? Because I want to see if this is a real thing or if I'm just bullshitting. Thank you. Because I do want to, this show, it's not just comedy. It's also infotainment. Don't we love infotainment? Don't you love being entertained and informed at the same time? Isn't that incredible? It's not incredible. It's not incredible. Either entertain or infotain. Either you entertain me or you inform me. I don't want to be infotained. I don't want to be infotained. Infotainment is, you're informing me of a product, an ad. So you're advertising. So you're advertising an ideology to me. Infotainment. Fuck off. Fuck off with your infotainment. Create art and put it out. Okay? Or do a heavily... I am infotainment. As I'm saying this, I'm realizing that this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to take all that back. Do we have any data there, Alex, on data center? I mean, it's gotta not be good, right?
Yeah, find particular matter in the air, nitrogen oxide, methane, just running like additional power units.
Right.
Water waste, 5 million gallons of water waste daily.
Don't they say that it's not waste though? They say that it's like a lot of the AI industry. They say that like water waste is overblown, which is odd. And who knows what the truth is? You'll never know what the truth is. Don't come to me for the truth, folks. Do not come to me, okay? Because I'm biased. I'm. If you ask me, is there water waste from the data centers? I'm like, there are fucking kids in there. Water waste. They're killing kids in those buildings, which honestly might be true. No, I'm kidding. But no, we really are gonna have to explain to the next generation of kids that grow up with brain tumors and shit from guys, let's be totally honest. It can't be fucking good to live next to a data center and drink that water and shower in the water. I think that's fair to say. I don't think I'm reaching by saying that if a data center runs water and cools the fans and runs it through the GPUs and and then puts it back out into the groundwater, and again, I guess I understand it gets treated, so I'm not saying that it's like I'm not saying they're doing nothing. I'm not saying that they're just throwing it back into the water supply and polluting it aimlessly. Do we have anything?
Yeah, there's also like forever chemicals like PFAs.
Oh, PFAS? Yeah. And those are those generated from data centers?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I'm like super happy. Can we get this headline up there? Yes, thank you, Alex. Ha! I'm actually really sad. I'm like, yes, the forever chemicals are in the kid's blood. Okay, listen to this. What's the source on this? Jeffrey Epstein bomb. What if it was the Bezos Earth Fund?
yeah. Environmental Energy Study Institute.
Okay, that sounds pretty credible. Anyway, so they go, data centers are contributing to PFAS forever chemical pollution. Can you go back to the kid, actually, the sad child that you had? It helps for the joke. Now here's the thing, guys. So now that we've established that data centers are pollutive to the water supply, we are going to have to. I shouldn't have done that roundabout. I should have just done the fucking joke. Whatever. We're gonna have to explain to the next generation of people, of children, that drink water and bathe in water and cook with water, and they grow up and they live next to these data centers that are highly pollutive. Right? And they're gonna have all of these physical ailments, and they're gonna be we're slowly poisoning a large swath of Americans because of what? Lobbying. You guessed it. Because these city councils, these local city councils that just allow these data center executives to come and ram through the construction of a data center in that community, you guys should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. You guys are the definition. You guys are worse than the federal politicians. If you think corruption at the federal level is bad, I mean, I am shocked at what I'm seeing in the local city level politics, where these Meta executives and these Amazon executives, they waltz in there like they own the place and they bend over the city council, bam, and they ram it through because we just allowed these corporations to get more powerful than the government. And they come in there and they go, well, it's going to be job growth. Don't you want jobs? Don't you want jobs? Good jobs. What kind of jobs? Oh, well, you'll be hooked up to the data center. Your blood. That's what if they're being honest, that's what they should go. These Meta executives and these people that want to build the data centers in like rural areas, they should go in the city council. They should go to city council, and if they're being honest, they should go, yeah, it's going to create a ton of jobs. I know you're scared of change. I know you love. I'm a Christian. But don't you want job growth? And then they go, what kind of jobs? Well, we have this exciting new job where you'll actually be hooked up to the machine. And we're actually going to take your blood and cool the GPUs. We call it a BGPU. It's called a blood coolant. It's a BCS. It's called a blood coolant system. So what we're going to do is we're going to build the data center. It's going to create a ton of jobs. What kind of jobs? Well, we're going to need one guy to sweep the floors. So that's one janitor, right? And then the rest of you, what we're going to do is to be honest, for all the jobs that we would have hired you for, we actually have AI to do that for us. But what we can't automate is the creation of your blood plasma. Now, that's actually where you come in. They go, well, you know, the thing is, data centers are really interesting. It's an exciting new technology. Engineers, some of the best engineers and scientists from around the world have built a little thing called a GPU. And we're going to use it. And we're going to build these in your community. Wow. I don't know. What's in it for me? What's in it for you? We let you live. That's the deal. When the data center, and then they still kill you, by the way. And then, by the way, they still kill you. These data centers come to these communities and they go, no, I know you're scared. It's going to create jobs. What kind of jobs? We need your blood plasma for the data center. We need your blood plasma to fuel the data center. Jeff Bezos is thirsty, and every month Jeff Bezos will come here, and we will take all the blood plasma from your entire city, and we create a sort of a potion, a magical potion. You can think of it that way. And we can give it to Jeff to sustain him and his family. Cool, isn't it? The kinds of jobs that are going to be created from the construction of data centers, you know, all right, let me cook on this. It took me an hour to get funny. The only type of job that's going to be created from the construction of these data centers in the long term, you want to know what they are? It's called neurosurgeon. To do brain reconstruction on everyone who drinks lead for 20 years. Data centers will create tons of jobs. It'll create an entire law firm that litigates the devastation caused by data centers. Data centers are going to create tons of jobs, okay? It'll only create legal jobs for the law firm that gets hired after all of these people that live near this data center have to drink chromium water for 20 years. It'll, you know, like the 9/11 Victims Fund? There's going to be a data center victims fund. Just like the Jeff Bezos Earth Fund. The Jeff Bezos Earth Fund. Guys, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And, you know, like I said, these city council members, if you sit on a city council and you allow a data center to be built in your community, even though a lot of people don't want it, the majority don't want it, and you vote and you let that data center get built, you better thank your lucky stars. You better thank your lucky stars that we live in a civil society. Because back in the day, you could not do that shit. Back in the day, if the people said hell no, you better have voted no. Because you know what you better have voted no. That's all I'm going to say there. But now it's easy to bribe them. It's easy to blackmail them. And there's so much money. There's so much money. There's hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars in the AI industry that are ready to be reaped. Right? And who's going to suffer? Who's going to suffer? People that could only afford to live in poorer areas next to and that's where they're all built. You know what? If you guys love AI so much, hey, this is a message. If you guys love AI, you're an AI engineer, you work in the AI industry, you make $400K a year in the AI industry, why don't you go live next to a data center? Why don't you go buy a home next to a data center and see what that's like for a month? See if you get sleep from the fucking construction. We're gonna have to repent. We're gonna have to repent. Some kid is gonna ask his dad. He's gonna be like, "Papa, Yes, son. Papa, why did the doctor say I have chromium in my blood? Is it because of the water? Yes, son, unfortunately, yes. But why? I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on, Papa. Why did you make me drink chromium water? Well, that's all we could afford, and I'm sorry, son, but I did my best. I know I failed you. Well, Papa, what do they even use these big old buildings for? I don't understand. Well, son, have you heard of Jizz Coin? What is Jizz Coin? Have you heard of Ethereum? What? I don't know what that is. That's right, son. And well, that's why we're poor, because we didn't get in on Ethereum. And that's why we drink chrome water. That's why all of our water's chrome. Papa, why is all of our water chrome, Papa? Well, it's because two guys in Silicon Valley made a coin called Jizz Coin. And then they built a data center to mine Jizz Coin for 30 years. And then we had to live next to that data center. Does that make sense to you, son? I don't understand. Why does the water taste like chrome? It's because of Jizz Coin. Hey, what can I say? What can I say, guys? What? Are we just supposed to not mine Jizz Coin? Are we just supposed to not mine Jizz Coin? Okay. You know, all these people that are like pro data center, they have absolutely no fucking argument. You go, it's gonna pollute the environment. It's loud. It's all AI. It may not actually create jobs. It may destroy jobs in the long term, right? There's all these arguments against this data center construction. And then the people that are pro data center, their best argument is like, well, we have to mine Bitcoin. We have to mine how are we gonna upload jizz to the cloud? How are we gonna make jizz in the cloud without a data center? I mean, it's history repeats itself, guys. This is the new data center towns are the new coal towns, are the new company towns. They really are. You're gonna get paid. You know what you're gonna get? You know what? If you work in a data center town, it's the new company town, and it's very scary. If you work at the data center, you're gonna clock in at 6 a.m. You're gonna clock out at 7 p.m. and you're gonna get paid in Amazon Prime credits. And you'll be happy about it. You'll be like, well, I might as well get paid in Amazon Prime credits because I get more than if I just get Jizz Coin. You're either going to get paid in Jizz Coin or Amazon Prime credits because the good old US dollar is going to collapse. And what's going to be there to replace it? What's going to replace the petrodollar after Iran keeps the Strait of Hormuz closed for as long as it has? Well, guess who's going to conveniently step in? It's the tech elite. It's the billionaire technocrats are going to go, well, they're going to see it as a problem. Okay? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down here? When the petrodollar collapses, like we all know it is going to, we're going to need a new currency. And Silicon Valley is going to show up and they're going to say, hey, we actually have a solution to this problem. They call it a problem. They're called a problem, and then they'll frame themselves as the solvers of that problem. And the solution is going to be a cryptocurrency that you can only use if you pledge allegiance to Israel. They call it Israel coin. Is this Shakira? Who's this? Oh, I thought it said shock. Oh, it's Hawk coin. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Hawk, that's actually the one that I like. I like Hawk coin. Now, I didn't know what it was. I loved her. I didn't know what I was getting involved in. I just heard some smart guy say cryptocurrency. People are drinking chromium in their water supply. so that a bunch of South Korean people can mine Hawk coin from an Ohio data center. That is the world we live in. And that is the world that we're going to have to come to terms with. All right, Alex, what else do we have on the docket? I really didn't get to the news at all. I kind of did, though, in a roundabout way.
You got AI agents from Anthropic, GameStop CEO, and JP Morgan executive,
Oh, the sex thing? Oh, okay. We'll leave that for the Patreon. Spirit Airlines update. Yeah, you know what? We'll leave all that for the Patreon, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. Before you click out, please subscribe, review, leave a comment, like the show. It really helps us, you guys. We will be continuing the conversation on the Patreon, patreon.com/Sean Show. You can get an extra episode every week. It's about an hour. I usually do 45 minutes to an hour on the Patreon every week, $5 a month. So it's not bad. You give me $5, you get 4 hours of the show, of extra show. I think that's pretty good. And I even get, Alex can attest, I even get a little crazier on the Patreon. Or no, I do equal crazy. More death threats. It's called the Sean. There's two, by the way, guys, I just want to say about the Patreon, there's 2 tiers. There's the $5 tier, right? Which is what I call angel investor. Okay. And that gets you the extra episode every week. Then there's a $10 tier. And I call that that's the general partner tier. Okay, where you're a general partner in my venture capital fund. And you might be wondering, what's the difference between the $5 and the $10 tier? Nothing. You get exactly the same value. The only reason you want to give me 10 is for status. Okay, so if you want status in the community, you will do 10. But I really appreciate you guys listening. We have a lot more to get to on the Patreon. Thank you as always. I'm going to be on the road, seanreillycomedy.com, for all my upcoming stand-up comedy tour dates. And if you're still listening at this point, I mean, thank you very much. You know, it's not easy to do this every week, and I'm really an incredible guy, and so is Alex. You know, the way the output of this show is truly incredible. The production value, everything is just amazing for how big our show is. 60 people listen to this fuck-ass show. 60 people listen to this fuck-ass show, and I got all this bullshit, okay? People have way more followers, and they spend way less money on their shows because they don't give a fuck about the production. I care about the production. Look at this fucking stock thing. All right, that's enough of, okay. But I'm just saying, you're getting your money's worth, and I really appreciate you guys. You guys make it all possible. Really, you don't. It's my dad. My dad makes the show possible. Whether or not you listen has absolutely no effect on my life. All right, guys, that's the show. We'll see you in the Patreon. Have a great day. Bye.